Good morning, traders. This is Joanne with Succeed in Forex. Welcome to our Forex market news broadcast for Wednesday, March the 5th, 2008. The headlines out of Switzerland this morning read, "The dollar slides on 6 consecutive days with concerns over U.S. economic outlook." The dollar was lower against a basket of currencies for the 6th day on Tuesday, as Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke gave a weak assessment of the U.S. housing sector, adding to mounting fears of recession. Still, the U.S. currency staged a late-session rebound against the Japanese yen after U.S. stocks gained back some of their sharp losses. Also on Tuesday, comments by Euro finance ministers ahead of the European Central Bank's meeting on Thursday helped to put a halt on the euro's 5-day run against the dollar. Investors are convinced that the poor U.S. economic outlook will keep the Fed on its easing path, which adds pressure on the dollar. Yesterday, the dollar-yen was down 37% at 103.13, rebounding from the 3-year low of 102.61, which it reached on Monday. The euro-yen was down 31% at 156.86, and the euro-Swissie dropped 13% to 158.06, regaining from Monday's low of 157.01, and the dollar Swissie declined 16% to 103.94. The euro dollar was flat at 152.07 off the 152.76 all-time high set on Monday. The chairman of the Euro group of finance ministers expressed concerns about excessive exchange rate moves, which gave the dollar some respite after recent successive record lows. Analysts are saying the euro's retreat against the dollar was likely temporary, with the ECB's likely to remain focused on inflation and the U.S. economic data most likely to disappoint. The Canadian dollar surged 5% to 99.43 after the Bank of Canada cut interest rates by 50 basis points. The RBA raised interest rates by 25 basis points to 7.25%. The U.S. dollar regained some strength in the Asian session as the focus shifted to the global economic environment. The dollar-yen bounced off of 102.66 support before heading to 103.71, while the euro-dollar slid below the 152 level to 151.77. The loonie came under significant selling pressure as a combination of lower crude and gold prices and a 50 basis point cut by the BOC had the market liquidating long positions. Oil moved below the $100 a barrel mark as speculation that OPEC would increase supply and U.S. inventories have grown. The expectations that oil and commodity prices will stay elevated will balance slowing growth and lower interest rates, keeping the loonie in the 9800 to 102 range. In Australia, the GDP year-to-year posted at 3.9%, better than the 3.6% that was expected. Strong consumer spending and investment helped push the figure higher. Looking at the Australian dollar trading, the market seemed uncertain on how to handle this strong data. After yesterday's RBA hike and subsequent dovish comments, the market seemed to have pulled away from another hike in 2008, selling the Aussie dollar heavily in the last 2 days. Analysts still believe there is room for the Aussie to strengthen in the near term, especially if commodity prices and equity markets cooperate. The market will be waiting for a wealth of data being released in the U.S. The most watched will be the non-manufacturing ISM and ADP. After the collapse of the figure in January, which fell to recessionary levels for the first time since 9/11, markets will be looking to see if there will be a new direction. However, just like the previous time, we expect this figure to rebound slightly today as well. Along with the employment components of the ISM and the ADP, we will have further clues to the health of the U.S. labor market in front of Friday's payrolls. After the release of weak U.S. data, the dollar saw broad-based selling. ADP shrank by 23,000, while January's figures were revised down to 119. These figures suggest that conditions in the labor market have further deteriorated and do not bode well for Friday's payroll figures. On the continent, the Eurozone retail sales raised warning bells as year-to-year slipped to a minus 1% as the consumers failed to assist the economy. This concludes our news for today. We hope that this is helping you in your trading, and we do thank you for viewing. Before we sign off, we would like to invite you to visit our website at www.succeedinforex.com. There you will find a link to our forum, also called Succeed in Forex on Yahoo, and additional information about how to join our Traders Training Center, where our motto is Traders Helping Traders Succeed in Forex. Have a great trading day and happy pipping.